Hi, let's talk about books. What exactly is a book? The answer might seem obvious, but in today's digital world, identifying a source as a book isn't as simple as it used to be. Today, many sources that used to be print books are now digital documents, websites, or even databases. In many cases, that makes them easier to use if you want to search for a topic, highlight, or annotate. Sometimes, though, digital or web sources can be frustrating if they are full of ads or the content has been condensed to fill a more limited screen space. And are those websites that are replacing books really books? We're going to look at these various media to see why they may or may not be considered books. Here are some examples of books we might use in academic research. They're usually full of in-depth, complex discussions of topics. Books usually provide more comprehensive, in-depth information, analyses, arguments, etc., about a topic than a shorter work like a periodical article can. That's why they are so important to any research process. Many, but not all yet, can be found as ebooks, which are PDF, HTML, or other digital formats of the same work. Those can often be found through databases like EBSCOhost, a library's book catalog, or even the internet. Print and electronic books are usually easy to identify and are often what your instructor means when you are asked to use one or more books in your research. This is the print hardback version of Webster's New World College Dictionary. The cover looks like the picture on the ebooks version, but it's very different. The most important difference is that we have to flip through the pages, searching alphabetically for the word we want to look up. It's a little more difficult to find a definition than in the ebook or web version. If we look here, we see the word book. The definition is very similar to the ones we're going to see next in the ebook and web versions of the Webster's Dictionary. Let's look again at dictionaries, a basic reference source that most people think of as a book, and which can come in a print, ebook, or web version. Keep in mind, I'm not talking about dictionary.com. Most instructors probably aren't going to take dictionary.com that seriously, especially not as a designated book source. But say you wanted to write out a definition of something for some reason in a paper, and you wanted to count that as a book source for some reason. Whether an instructor is willing to count that as a book is up to the instructor. Some may not, but you want to think about the version you use. If you have access to a print version, great, but you can go to a college library's website, like here in our college library, and under Books and Media, in the book catalog, you can type in Merriam-Webster Dictionary, or you can just put in Webster, and it will come up. And here is the catalog information for the hard copy, the print version. We can see it's in the stacks and so on. If you scroll down, you'll see the ebook version. It says electronic resources right here. And I click on here and I pull it up. And here is the ebook version. Now this is an interesting ebook because unlike a lot of them, which are PDF or HTML versions of the print copy, this is not. This is a searchable website. In it, it has different ways to search it. You go here, type in book, and you get the definition of a book. It isn't that different from the traditional hard copies version, but here it is. A set of written sheets of skin or paper or tablets of wood or ivory. B, a set of written, printed, or blank sheets bound together into a volume, etc. And then finally, something that yields knowledge or understanding. That last one is a definition we are probably moving more generically toward in the next 5 to 10 years, but we're not quite there yet, not for everybody. That's why it's important to ask your instructor if an electronic version of something counts as a book or not if you aren't sure. Now we go to the website version. It looks very different, doesn't it? Immediately you see ads and links to all kinds of things at the side of the website itself. The same is true up here. If I go up here and search on the same word book, again, very different. Visually, it's much more visually appealing. You have all kinds of links here to help you in your search and figure out what you want to know about this. But over here, you have ads all the way down, ads. Keep scrolling and you're going to get links to other things. There are links up here again, and so on. So this is clearly designed not only to inform you, but also to sell some things. They're getting money from ads and links. An instructor might be more inclined to accept a searchable website like this from a traditional, reputable source like Merriam-Webster than, say, something else created for the internet like dictionary.com. So that's just something to think about. Let's explore another reference source that has moved from being all print books to ebooks and searchable websites. Encyclopedias offer general information about topics. They're good for a general overview of your topic and background information at the beginning of your research process, and to get a sense of possible keywords to use in searches for more comprehensive books, specifically about a topic, or for articles in databases, or perhaps even on the internet. So let's look at the Encyclopedia Britannica. This is perhaps one of the most reputable of encyclopedias. This is a searchable website. As you can see, you can search here and here for any topic, and it's full of visual images and links, including at the top and bottom of the page. Where the company really makes its money is in subscriptions. You can buy a premium subscription and it will give you access to all kinds of information, including scholarly articles from academic journals, so it's a kind of database. But you can use this part for free. If you type in something, like, I don't know, let's say Aristotle. Maybe you have to do a paper on Aristotle. And here's all kinds of information about him. If you scroll down, you see all kinds of information here. And over here is a way to access some of this more quickly. Fast facts, media about him like videos and more articles, etc. That's what an encyclopedia does. Again, this is just an overview of information. You'll find more information if you find a book written just about him. Now, if we go to the college library and click on Books and Media, and then type in encyclopedia, we come up with a whole list of types of encyclopedias. These are ones specifically about various broad subjects, so they would probably give you more information about a topic within that subject than a more generalized encyclopedia would. They could be considered a stronger research for academic research than a general encyclopedia. Now here is an ebook version. It really is a type of database. Most electronic media versions of encyclopedias are. You're not going to find a PDF or HTML version of such a large resource. Consider that the print versions of encyclopedias are volumes and volumes and volumes of books. But here we have the electronic version of a general encyclopedia where you search within it. If you type in, say, again, Aristotle, it pulls up scholarly articles from academic journals here for you that either mention him or about him or his work. So again, it is essentially a type of database and probably might not qualify as a book for most instructors. Just for fun, if we type in Encyclopedia Britannica, we see an old 1976 print version. They don't really make them like this anymore. You can see it's on Gettysburg Library's shelves, and it contains many volumes. There's no digital file ebook version of this. It's just too big. So there are many different types of traditional reference sources out there, but most will fall into media categories of print books, ebooks, or online searchable websites or databases. It's important, if you think one of these might meet a requirement for a book, like if your instructor requires you to use a certain number of books in your research, make sure you ask your instructor if that particular online website or database meets that instructor's definition of a book. Some instructors will accept it, others won't. Always ask. To summarize, today many common sources that used to be printed as reference books or volumes of books are now found as databases or searchable websites. Are they still considered books? Some instructors and librarians say yes, others say no. It's important to ask your instructor if that source meets any given book requirement. Books are large, in-depth collections of information bound in some type of media, such as paper or hardcover books, PDF or HTML files, even audio files. In some cases, an instructor might consider a searchable website as one. The definition, media, and format of books are changing thanks to technology. However, the types of reference sources and types of information they provide are the same. Books specifically about a topic offer comprehensive, in-depth information about that topic. General reference sources like dictionaries, encyclopedias, etc. are good places to get an overview or general information to jumpstart your research, but they aren't usually considered good sources for in-depth research. Your instructor may or may not consider such website or database sources as meeting any requirement to use a book. Always check with your instructor.